the discussion pastures, the Calgary here. Today, I'm here to talk about my own wish list for the Hunter Call of the Wild. Now, this here is a restructure of my previous video on the subject, since after further research, a single comment on the last video, and updates from Expansive Worlds themselves, I decided to revamp the list and also include new additions I missed. Big shout out to Spring SM for the single comment that made me make the decision. One last reminder is that this list, again, will have opinions that may conflict with others. If you have questions and opinions, please comment them down below. So first off, we need to clear up on a couple of miscellaneous features. Trophy shots are a requested feature for the game, but Jaxie confirmed that the ragdoll physics are different than in Hunter Classic, which is the main reason why it hasn't been implemented yet. On a side note, I also recently looked at other videos of people hunting polar bears in Hunter Classic. Polar bears and a hunter can swim in the game, which makes the hunting and heart-pounding chases more intense. The details on the animation of the polar bear swimming is not only adorable, but impressive. Another difference between both games are the swimming mechanics, or the lack of the mechanics. In Call of the Wild, when you jump into deep water or venture too deep, you actually drown, or as the game calls it, knocked out. Another difference is that in Hunter Classic, if an animal falls into deep water, it cannot float and you will never retrieve it. This could be a challenge for adding polar bears being in the Nunavut map. Either have the polar bear swim or remove the animation entirely. EW also confirmed that trail cams will be added once there's enough Great One species added. Even with that statement, I'll still stick with my opinion of the lack of purpose of them. I'm still skipping ahead a bit for this edition, but EW also said that due to engine limitations, crossplay will not be implemented unless they switch to a new engine or upgrade their current one. While disappointing, I respect EW's decision on the matter since the engine is different compared to other companies like Ubisoft Snowdrop, for example. This here is just a mishmash of what I've compiled, but I assure that the rest of the subjects are more fleshed out. Moving on to maps, we need to fix the choices added previously and see what issues there are with them. After posting the video, I later researched and realized that India placed a ban on hunting all the way back in 1972. This ban, called the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972, provides the protection of animals, birds, and plants to the whole extent of India. This made me decide on the next country where hunting is legal in Asia, which I will talk about later down the line. Another map that has some issues within it is the Texas map. While a great area for a map, I almost forgot about two similar maps that could conflict it, those being Mississippi Acres and Rancho del Arroyo, both having similar terrain and species as Texas. On a side note, Jaxie confirmed that the new map will not be Africa 2.0 or Northern Canada, the latter of which made me a little upset, but I do have high hopes for the new map. And speaking of Africa 2.0, EW in the past were hesitant on adding endangered species in the game, but more recently, they became more open and lenient to the idea of adding them in the maps. The only issues I have with that is adding different weapons and the severity of the animal's distribution. Examples being rhinoceroses, hippopotamuses, and elephants. Part of the big five of Africa, they're big in mass, which can make them easy to spot, and they have thick and tough skin, which is why a heavy-duty rifle is needed to be added alongside the creatures in map. Now this is exciting, but I still have some hesitation for the addition. On to the next subject. Now we've entered the territory of new additions. The first and only item I would wish to have is a collar for the pronghorn antelope. This was a collar I forgot about in the last video. Trust me, spending weeks on the video and having personal events at the same time always happens. Pronghorn antelopes make high-pitched squeals, squeaks, and wheezing calls. It's pretty shocking and amazing to hear it for the first time. I believe this single call will absolutely work for them. Spring SM also suggested the idea of trap and skeet ranges that will shoot rolling clays for players. Now that is an amazing feature that has a huge need for the game. Just imagine a lot of players getting insanely competitive on the amount of clay discs they shoot. Take for example clay shooters in the NES game Duck Hunt. Huge shout out to Springism for the idea. And finally, the new map. I won't go into too much detail since almost a lot has been revealed for the new map coming out, so this is primarily just a prediction. Before I started writing the script, EW and Jaxie partially confirmed that the new map could be Nepal, under the name Sundar Patan. Translating the name in Hindi gives us beautiful falls. For that reason, I decided to observe what the map would look like. Doing research, Nepal's scenery is a mix between mountains, forests, and plains. Now, I don't have a concrete plan of what Nepal would look like in my head, but I would like to see what EW plans on doing with the map. So I'm ready for the list of animals we have here. It took a small while for me to research and review animals in Nepal, carefully seeing if it was accurate or not, but this is what I came with. We have the gar, Himalayan brown bear, mainland serow, burrell, Mughal crocodile, Barasingha, striped hyena, Indian boar, southern red muntjac, Tibetan fox, golden jackal, Indian jackal, yellow-bellied weasel, rain quail, lesser whistling ducks, cotton pygmy geese, hill partridge, and rufous-throated partridge, with the returning species being the sandbar deer, axis deer, and blackbuck, with the new inclusions of, to the shock of some, the Indian leopard and the Bengal tiger, racking up the species count of 23, almost all of which are brand new, almost like Emerald Coast, and the number of species being bigger than Revontuli. Side note, I would love the idea of Siberian weasels being added in Medved, reminiscent of the Critters feature early on. Now this is just my speculation and wish. If EW introduces more species not on the list, I wouldn't be too surprised, but also excited for the direction they'll go for. This here is just an idea for what kind of wildlife could be on the map. Hey there, this is Future Cowgamer here, and right now it's around 10:30 in the morning. A couple hours ago, EW released their video of the trailer of their upcoming Nepali map. So let's just speculate on this because I knew that I was never 100% correct on this new map. So let's just take a look at it. So what I didn't expect is that they added snow leopards, and that was shown on a teaser trailer. There was supposed to be a joke of how snow leopards are in the game, and I'm not certain of how they would treat the animals in the game, but it's kind of pointless when we have the whole trailer that's out right now. So, and I'm looking at this, I am 100% sure that we're not getting most of what I got, because the total animal count is 13. We can look at what animals I got right. First off, I got the burrell correct. I also got the tiger correct. I also got the Barasingha correct, and the southern red muntjac correct. And the Tibetan fox, which is something I was very, very surprised about. But there's also a bunch of other animals I didn't see, like yak. I didn't expect yaks to be huntable, the nilgai, which is more native to India than Nepal, and I didn't expect water buffalo to be confirmed as well. And I have no idea what kind of animal this is. But in general, the roster is almost cut in half, in a way. There's only 13 species being added, 10 of which are very unique. And yeah, we also got a new weapon, which looks old-fashioned, old-styled, but the main focus is just the map in general. But yeah, this is just me looking through this, and this is what happens when I start writing late. This is what happens when you have other things going on, and if you're going through things, sometimes you're late to put out a deadline. But this is, so what I said earlier, just ignore the Nepali stuff. This was just a prediction. This was recorded way before the trailer was supposed to release and all the other teasers. So yeah, that's about it. And that was it. Hopefully this will be the last episode I'll do this subject on alone. If there are any errors found, please comment them down below. All of this is opinionated and has the potential of becoming either reality or left on the chopping block. Whatever the case, I hope for the best for Expansive Worlds and the Hunter Call of the Wild community. Anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. If you really liked the video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, share someone you know, and remember, you want the cow, go on now.